guess can fit in the camera. All right, this is Marcus Seidel, one of my close friends, coach, training partner. He's gonna tell you guys how fucking fat I am right now, 6 weeks out from Indiana muscle.
Yeah,
what do you think about
not,
progress?
There isn't anything bad about it. This is our biggest challenge was keeping him in the best shape we could keep him in the off-season. And that should be the case for almost anybody. You know, being in a caloric surplus that you're gonna have to be in to grow, a lot of people that don't have a crazy metabolism are gonna put on body fat. It's inevitable, I do. But you gotta keep it, there's gotta be some kind of a give and take, a little bit of balance. The minute you start putting on too much body fat, you increase insulin resistance like crazy, and it's at that point you're just going to keep putting on more and more fat and making it harder and harder to put on muscle. So this off season he stayed in a lot better shape, didn't get as heavy, and now he's 20 pounds heavier at almost the same condition he was last year. You know, people make claims like that all the time, and 9 out of 10 times they're full of shit. But that's, I mean, the scale doesn't lie, pictures don't lie, and he's still got over 6 weeks left before he's getting on stage. So it just goes to show you be a bodybuilder during prep. You know, me as a coach, I'm sorry, I'm on my soapbox right now.
No, go in. That's why we recording it. That's what we want. Well, that's what we want.
People get confused a lot of times with me as a coach because how much you charge for a 12-week prep. How many prep coaches out there have heard that question? I don't do 12-week preps. I mean, it's just not an option. You know, I work with people for a minimum of 6 months. Once they do that, if they're disciplined and they follow the program, you know, with the training, the diet, and everything, it's not just 6 months. Then they stick with me for years at a time.
And even if it only takes 12 weeks for somebody to get ready for a show, that's not even the most important part. It's post-show.
It's the post-show and what you do in the off-season. That's where you make all your actual improvements is in the off-season. So that's why I work with people a minimum of 6 months, because most people aren't prepping for 6 months. So that kind of ensures that I'm working with them at least through part of an off-season. And if they're paying attention like he did, the ultimate goal is to come back the next time you compete and be better than you were the previous time. Whether that's an improvement in placing, it doesn't matter. If you come in better than you were last time, you did what you had to do. And that's what he's about to do. You know?
Yeah. So it was the first year we got together. I did Indiana. I took 4th place. We only had worked with each other 5 weeks total at that time. It was like 5 weeks. He called me at the end of my prep and basically just helped me peak into the show. Did off season on my own, got fat as fuck pretty much. Not as before, but I still was pretty fat. And then we got together for my 2nd season ever, and we did the whole fucking 16, 18 week prep or whatever it was together. And I came in even better condition with more muscle than before. But still wasn't at that peak prime condition because what was missing that off-season portion. So then we got together, going into my 3rd season, we worked together the whole off-season. And even though I had a crazy summer, I got married, birthdays, my wife graduated, a whole bunch of crazy shit, life happens. But I still managed myself all the way until it was time to prep again, which was December we started, you know? And it was a long prep, but I did it for a reason to get through the holidays and get ahead like I feel like we are now. It's weird saying that because I've never been ahead or even this condition this far out in my life. So this is weird feeling that way. It feels kind of wrong, but it is what it is. This is where we are.
So right.
Exactly. And now, I mean, we're still training hard. I mean, I'm killing myself doing cardio. We're killing ourselves in the gym. But mentally, I'm so much more fresh this year. Like, I'm ready to go into the 6 weeks and kick ass and really come in grainy and hard for the first time ever, because I'm not so stressed about being in shape now, because I know we're ahead, you know?
A lot of times it becomes harder and harder to get in shape when you're at that last minute, like, holy shit, I'm 4 weeks out and I'm not where I think I need to be. We really gotta kill it. But you're literally stressing yourself so much mentally. Cortisol levels go through the roof, and that's going to make it exponentially harder to get in shape. That's why it's always better. You know, I don't really believe in being ahead of schedule. I don't think
Yeah.
there's really such a thing.
Exactly.
In bodybuilding, that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
If you're ahead of schedule, that just means you're in a better place than you were before.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can always push harder and get better and better and better and harder and whatever. But
And to go on a quick tangent, on a side note, like, do you believe in peaking too early?
no, I don't really think there's such a thing. I mean, some people can't overdo it. I mean, I think, some people get to a point where they're as hard and as lean as they're going to be, and then they keep pushing their body harder and harder and harder. A lot of times it's the last week before the show.
Yeah.
Some people, they're there and they think, well, let me just do an extra 2 hours of cardio these next 4 or 5 days, or train all the way until the day of the show. I don't really believe in that.
Start flattening out. And
Generally,
everything.
yeah. The way I see it, and we're getting way off topic here, but if you're carving up to fill out, the glycogen's doesn't go anywhere once it's in the muscle until you deplete it again. So if you're filling out and then training, you're putting the carbs, the glucose into the muscle, and then you're training, it's coming right back out. So if you're training really, really hard, you guys are ugly motherfuckers.
Speaking of putting glycogen in the muscle,
The sadomasochist himself. Anyway, you're just depleting what you're putting in, and you're probably going to end up looking flat. So, no, I don't believe that you can peak too early. It's just how you handle it when you're there.
exactly.
If it takes you all the way till the day of the show to get there, then really I think you were probably a little bit behind. But
Exactly.
Anyway.
All right, so 6 weeks out, checking in, covered a bunch of different topics, obviously. We'll keep checking in, the show get closer, and then we're going to be on his ass because he's 18 weeks out tomorrow for Junior National. So this is going to be a big year coming up for him. So you see him looking swole as fuck over here. Fucking 265, right?
265, yeah.
Best condition he's been at, 265. So, hey man, it's gonna be a good fucking year, 2016. Yes, 2016. Yep.